Good evening, all of you. In the last session, we discussed about how to create users in the Linux by using add user command, how to check user details by using id command, and how to see the groups of that user. That user belongs to how many groups, that also we discussed it. Now, how to delete a user from our system by using user delete command. And the next one, how to create the groups in the Linux machine, how to see existing groups in the Linux machine by using cat command, how to create a group, and how to add the user to particular group. Can I add one user to multiple groups? Can I add one user to multiple groups, guys? Can I add one user to multiple groups? Yes, I can add one user to multiple groups. Okay. Then how to delete a group? By using sudo group delete command, we can delete the group. Okay. Then yesterday we started discussion about find command and locate command. Working with the find and locate. The locate command, the locate and find commands will search for data will search for the files in the Linux machine. In the Windows, we can search the files in a folder. Similarly, in order to search for the files in the Linux machine, we have two commands. One is called find command, another one is called locate command. Find command and locate command are used to search for the files in the Linux. Now, if we want to work with the locate, first we have to install the locate in our Linux machine. In order to install, we are using sudo apt install mlocate. Mlocate is a database. It is an internal database which will be maintained by Linux machine. Mlocate is an internal database which will be maintained by Linux machine in order to store all the files. Now, I want to search for a file which is having Apache name. Then I will give locate. Can you guys tell me where this locate is going to search for the data? Where this locate command is going to search for that files? Internally, it will maintain its own database called mlocate database. In that database, it is going to search for the files. Internally, it is going to maintain its own database. In that database, it is going to search for that file. Now, if you want to perform some advanced search, then we can go for a command called find command. I want to search for the files which are available based on the name. I want to search for the files based on the name in the home directory. So now, if you go for locate, it is going to search in the complete local database. It is going to search in the mlocate database. Now, I want to search for the files differently. I want to apply some advanced searching techniques. Then we need to go for find command. Now, find command is going to search for the files in the file system. It is going to scan all the files available in the Linux. It is going to search for all the files available in the Linux. Now I'm searching for a file f1.txt with the name inside the home. See the present working directory. I'm in the currently Ubuntu. Currently I'm in the Ubuntu. Now I am in the home directory. Touch f1.txt, f2.txt. Like this I have created files. Now permission denied. I can't create inside that home. I need to log in as a super user. Okay, let's go to sudo Ubuntu. Now let's execute to touch f1.txt and f2.txt. f1.txt and f2.txt. Now I want to search for this file by using find command. Find /home -name f1.txt and f2.txt. Are we able to search for f1.txt file available inside this folder? Are we able to search for that file name? Are we able to search for the file name by using find command? How the find command is going to search for the files? It is going to scan all the file system. Entire Linux file system will be scanned by find command. Locate command is going to scan only mlocate db. Mlocate is an internal db which will be created to store all the files. Now, which will give exact result? Mlocate will give the exact result, or find command will give the exact result? Guys, which one will give the exact result? Find command will give the exact result. Find command will give the exact result. Mlocate is kind of a cache. Mlocate is a kind of cache. If you create a new file, it will take some time to update that file in the mlocate db. When you create a new file, it may not reflect in the mlocate database immediately. When we create new files, when we create new files, it will take some time. It will take some time to update those files in mlocate db. When we create new files, it will take some time to update those files in mlocate db. Are you clear with my point? If you want to get the latest files, now you need to go for find command. Find command will search for the files in entire Linux file system. Will search for the files in entire Linux file system. Find command will search for the files in entire Linux file system. Okay. Now here you can perform some advanced search also by using find command. I want to search for the files based on the name. I want to search for the files based on the type. I want to search only empty files. I want to find out empty directories. I want to find empty files and I want to find empty directories. I want to find empty files or I want to find empty directories. Okay. Now, so which command will give you the exact result, guys? Find command will give you the exact result, or locate command will give the exact result for us? Which command will give the exact result? Find command or locate command? Find command or locate command? Find command. Okay. Can we search for a file based on the name? Yes, we can search for the file based on the name. Can we search for the files based on the type? Yes. Can we search for the empty files? Now, I want to search for all the empty files. Now, select this, find/home/type f empty. Now, can you see all the empty files are displaying available in the home? Can you see all the empty files? F1 is the empty file, F2 is also an empty file. Are we able to display all the empty files in our system? Can I get the empty files by using locate command? Is it possible? No. Find command will give you advanced search options. Find command will search for the files in the entire Linux file system. Find command will provide advanced searching technique. Find command providing advanced searching technique. We can search for the files based on the name, based on the type also. Using find command, we can search for the files based on name and type also. Now, guys, tell me which command will give the exact correct result? Which command will give the correct result? Locate command or find command? Find command will give the correct result because latest files may not be updated in the mlocate db immediately. So new files will take some time to get updated in the mlocate database. Okay. Find command will give the exact result. Performance wise, which command is faster? Locate command is faster or find command is faster? Performance wise, which command is faster? Which command will give the results quickly? Find command or locate command? Locate command. Find command has to scan the entire file system, so performance will be slow. As find command is scanning entire file system, it will take more time to give search results. As find command is scanning entire file system, it will take more time to give search results. Are you guys clear with my point? So with this we understood what is locate command and what is find command. Locate command will search for the files in the mlocate database. New files will take some time to store into mlocate database. And the next one, find command is going to search the files in the entire file system. Find command is providing advanced searching technique to search for the files. We can search for the files based on the name. We can search for the files based on the type also. Based on the name and based on the type, we can search for the files. Got my point? Next one. Guys, there is a command called man command. In the Linux, there is a command called man command. Can we see what is the man command? Man of cat. Now, what is this man command is doing? Man command is like a documentation command. If you want to understand the other commands, you can execute that with the man space cat. To understand the commands details, to understand, man command is like a help command. Man command is like a help command. It is used to understand command syntax and options. It is used to understand command syntax and options. Now, for example, if you don't know about cat command, what is the syntax of the cat command? What are the options you can pass for the cat command? Then you can execute it as a man of cat. Man of cat. It is going to give you all the details about the cat command. It is going to give you all the details about the cat command. What that cat command is going to do, it is going to give you those details. Cat command description, cat command synopsis, cat command description, cat command options. All the details it is giving. All the details it is giving for us. Now just write WQ to quit. WQ to quit. And the next one, guys, to see IP address, we will use ifconfig command. Ifconfig. Now see here, ifconfig. Install ifconfig. When I execute ifconfig, what it is saying that it is executing directly. Command ifconfig not found, but you can install that with the sudo apt get install net tools. Execute this command, sudo apt install net tools. Sudo apt net tools. If ifconfig is not installed, ifconfig is not installed, then execute below command. If ifconfig is not installed, then execute below command. How to execute it? Sudo apt install net tools. Now ifconfig command will be installed. Now execute ifconfig. Execute ifconfig. Can you see the IP information? IP address. Can you see the IP information? IP address of the computer? Come on, guys. Can you see the IP address of the computer now? Which command we will use to see the IP address? Which command is used to see the IP address of the machine? Guys, come on, speak out. Which command is used to check the IP address of your machine? ifconfig, not ipconfig. It is ifconfig. ifconfig. Now, there is another command to check the connectivity. To check the connectivity from one computer to another computer, we will use ping command. What is the command that we need to use, guys? Ping command. Ping command is used to check connectivity. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. Ping of IP or DNS. Ping command by using IP address or by using DNS, we can check it. Ping IP. Now, I want to see my server is running or not. Okay. How can I check that my server is running or not? By using ping command. Now see ping www.google.com. Are we able to connect to the Google server? Is that Google server giving some response for us or not? Guys, Google server is giving some response or not? Yes or no? Yes, we are getting some response from the Google. Can we check from the Facebook? www.facebook.com. Sorry, ping www.facebook.com. Ping www.facebook.com. Are we able to get the response from the Facebook? Is the Facebook server running now? Facebook server running now? Yes, we are able to get the response from the Facebook. Now, can we check ping www.ashokitech.com? Ping www.ashokitech.com. Now we are pinging. We are pinging to that server. Now ping 5 bytes of data that is transferred. Less traffic. We are able to ping this website also. Now let us see. Can I do this? Ping www.com. Is it available? Is that service available or that service not available? That service not available. So if you want to check the connectivity, then you can go for ping command. If you want to see the IP address, then you can go for ifconfig command. To check the connectivity, you can go for ping command. Tomorrow, your database server is running or not. How can you check that database server is running or not? Ping IP address of your database server. Then you can check your application server is running or not. Ping IP. Okay. Now, Control C command, we are using Control C to exit from the ping. Now I am doing ping www.google.com. Yes, it's working. Continuously response is coming from that Google. How can I stop it? I'm able to see that it is working. Control C, I came out. Control C, I came out. Press Control C to come out of that. Okay. Right, guys. Now, curl command is used to get the response from the server. Curl command is used to get response from the server. Curl command is used to get the response from the server. Now $curl URL. From which URL you want to get the response? Then suppose if there is some REST API running in the internet. If there is some REST API running in the internet, I want to access the REST API from the Linux machine. Directly curl off that URL, you can access that REST API. Curl off that URL, you can access that REST API. If you want to download some file from the internet, wget command is used to download the resources from the internet. Wget command is used to download resources from internet. Wget command is used to download the resources from the internet. $wget of URL, resource URL. Now see these commands are called as networking commands, guys. These commands are called as networking commands. ifconfig, it is displaying IP address of our machine. If your ipconfig command is not working, that means you have to install nettools in your machine. You have to install nettools in your machine. Sudo apt install nettools. Ping command is used to check the connectivity. Now, from my machine, I want to check other machine is working or not. Connection is establishing from my machine to other machine or not. By using ping command, you can check that. What is the purpose of curl command? If you want to get some response from the server. Now see here, currently what is our present working directory? Ubuntu. ls-l, remove star. I want to DevOps is a directory, remove -r star. Okay. Now, do I have anything in this? Do I have anything in this? Now 1.txt is available. 1.txt file is available. Remove write protected regular empty file 1.txt. Okay, there are some files available. AWS DevOps and 1.txt. ls-l. Now let's execute one command called curl www.google.com. www.google.com. What is happening when I execute that response? That Google page response is coming in the form of HTML or not? Google page is coming in the form of HTML or not? Curl of that Google. Can you see that the HTML response is coming? So what is the purpose of that curl command? What is the purpose of that curl command now? Guys, speak out. What is the purpose of curl command? To get the response from the URL. To get the response from the URL. Okay. Now, see here, ls-l command. ls-l. Now, how many files available? 3 files available. Now see, wget www.google.com wget command. What happened with the wget command? Index.html file saved. It downloaded that file. So tell me, what is the difference between curl command and wget command? What is the difference between curl command and wget command, guys? See here, index.html file is downloaded. Index.html file is downloaded. When you use curl, it is just going to get the response from the server. When you go for wget, it is going to download. It is going to download. You understand the difference between curl and wget? Yes, we understood the difference between curl command and wget command. Could you please read these commands once, guys? I love you. Could you please read these commands? Curl command and wget command. Ping command, ifconfig command. These all are networking commands. These all are networking commands. To see IP address, we will use ifconfig command. ifconfig. ifconfig is not installed. Then if ifconfig is not installed, then execute this command. Ping to check the connectivity. Curl to get the response from the server. wget to download the files. Okay. So with this, we understood how to work with Linux, and we discussed about several commands in the Linux. We discussed about commands in the Linux. We worked on several commands in the Linux. Okay, guys. Now we want to run a Java program. Commands are completed, guys. Now commands are completed. So the things are how to install softwares in Linux machine. What is the next topic, guys? How to install softwares in our Linux machine. Can we talk about softwares installation in the Linux machine now? Can we talk about softwares installation in the Linux machine now? Yes or no? Okay, here I'm going to tell you how to install Apache Server in the Linux and how to install Java also in the Linux. How to install Apache in the Linux and how to install Java also in the Linux. First, I'm going to set up Apache Server in the Linux. What is the purpose of Apache Server? Apache is a Apache Tomcat. Apache is a web server which is used to run our web applications. Apache is a web server which is used to run our web applications. Now, I want to run one static website in the Linux machine. I want to run one static application in the Linux machine by using Apache Server. Installing Apache Server in the Ubuntu. We are using Ubuntu OS now. Now, guys, see here, I have given commands here which we need to execute. I have given the commands which we need to execute in the Ubuntu machine. I have given the commands to execute in the Ubuntu machine. Got my point? Now, sudo su. What is the purpose of sudo su command? Now let's move this side now. You can see what are the commands I have. What is the purpose of sudo su command? Super user. If you want to install any software in the Linux, you need to connect as a super user. See here, when you connect with Ubuntu user, it is displaying dollar symbol. It is displaying dollar symbol. When you connect with the super user, it is displaying as symbol. Now you connected as a root user. Sudo su, you connected as a super user, that is a root user account. It is displaying ash. If it is pointing with the dollar, that means a normal user account. If it is pointing with ash, that means super user account. Super user account. Now, before installing any software in the Linux, first we need to update the packages. Sudo apt update. Existing things should be updated in our machine before installing any software. Before installing any software, we need to update our existing software. Which command I am using to update the existing softwares in my machine? Which command I am executing to update the existing softwares in my machine? Sudo apt update. Sudo apt update. Can you please tell me what is the purpose of sudo apt update? Could you please tell me what is the purpose of sudo apt update? To update the existing packages. To update the existing packages, we are using sudo apt update. Now, I want to install a software. Which is software? Apache 2. In order to install the Apache 2 software, we have a command called sudo apt install Apache 2. Which software you want to install? That software name we have to specify. Sudo apt install Apache 2. Sudo apt install Apache 2. It is going to install Apache Server. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Now, it is installing that Apache software in my machine. It is installing Apache software in my machine. By using which command I am installing Apache Server? Sudo apt install Apache 2. Sudo apt install Apache 2. Now install. How to check the version of that Apache? Apache 2 space hyphen version. Space hyphen version. Now Apache 2 space hyphen version. Can you see which version of the Apache installed now? Can I say Apache 2.4 version installed? Can I say Apache 2.4 version is installed? Apache 2.4 version is installed. Guys, whenever you are using Ubuntu OS, you should go for sudo. You should go for sudo apt install. Apt command we need to use when you go for Ubuntu. If you go for Amazon Linux, then you will use yum command. Yum command and apt command. If you are using Ubuntu, then go for apt command. If you are using Amazon Linux, then go for yum command. So currently, my Linux machine is using Ubuntu OS. So that's why I'm using apt command. Sudo super user. Sudo apt install Apache 2, which is going to download Apache 2 software in my machine. Apache 2 hyphen version, it is displaying which version of the Apache server is installed in my machine. Then after, I want to start that Apache. I want to start that Apache server. I want to start Apache server. Now, sudo systemctl start Apache 2. It is going to start that server. To check that server is started or not, we can see this. We can see this. Server is started or not. What is the status of the Apache server now? Can I say it is running? Can I say Apache server is running now? Guys, can I say Apache server is running? Can I say Apache server is running? Okay. Now, can I deploy one static website in the Apache server? Can I deploy one static website in the Apache server? Can I run one static website in the Apache server now? Yes, we can run one static website in the Apache server. To deploy the static website in the Apache server, you should go to this location, guys. You have to go to this location. You should go to this location. cd space var/www/html. Go to that location. ls-l. Can you see index.html file here? Can you see index.html file in this location? Yes. Now modify that file. Cat index.html. I'm going to write this as welcome to Ashok IT website. Welcome to Ashok IT website. I'm writing one HTML line. Now, can you see cat index.html? H1 tag header data is displaying. H1 tag is displaying now. Let's go to our EC2 instance. Take the public IP. Hit this public IP. Are we able to access the website or not? Are we able to access the website or not? We are not able to access. Can you hit this URL? Can you hit this URL? Are you able to access this website or you are not able to access this website? Are you able to access the website or you are not able to access that website? It is not able to access. Actually, in that machine, Apache server is running or not? In my system, Apache server is running or not? Apache server is running in my machine. Now see why we are not able to access our website. Let's understand this. I have taken AWS cloud. Inside the AWS cloud, I have taken Ubuntu OS machine. In that machine, I have taken Apache server. These many things are available. Here we have AWS cloud. Inside this, I have taken EC2 Ubuntu. EC2 machine with the Ubuntu. Inside that machine, I am having Apache 2 server. I'm having Apache 2 server. Inside this, I have my index.html file. That is my website. My website is a HTML file. Website is collection of web pages. HTML is one web page. For this one, for this machine, we have one IP address. For this machine, we have one IP address now. Let me copy the public IP of this machine. Copy this IP. Can I say this is the IP of my machine? Can I say this is address of my machine? Can I say this is address of my machine now? Come on, guys. I have taken account in the AWS cloud. In that AWS, I have installed EC2. I have taken EC2 instance with Ubuntu OS. In that EC2 instance, I have installed Apache 2 server. How I installed Apache 2 server? By using this command, I installed Apache. Then I have started the Apache server. Then I have created a website. How I have created my website? In this location, I have created my website. CD of this HTML. Then what I am doing? Cat command I am executing to modify the content. Cat of index.html. You can write some content. H1 my website, whatever the website that you want, whatever the content you want. Welcome to Ashok IT website. This is the content that I have written in that HTML file. Now, after adding this content, are we able to access this or not? We are not able to access. The reason is security. EC2 instance is secured. Now, who is providing the security for this? AWS is providing a security. Now, can we tell the AWS to allow the HTTP request for this machine? Can we tell to AWS to allow the HTTP request for this machine? Now, see here, guys. This is my instance. In this instance, can you see what is the security group added? Can you see what is the security group added for this machine now? Go to security. What is the security group? This is the security group added. Guys, see here carefully. Select your instance. Go to security and click on security group which is added for our instance. Security group. Now, in that security group, click on edit inbound rules. Now, add one rule called HTTP. Add one rule called the HTTP rule to allow the traffic. Any request coming with HTTP, any HTTP request coming, we want to allow. Save that rule. Now the rule is saved. Now refresh. Is my website working now? Is my website working now? Can you hit that URL? Can you hit that URL now? Am I able to deploy a static website in the Linux machine which is running in the AWS cloud? Perfect. Perfect. Earlier, why it was not working? Earlier, why it was not working? AWS was not allowing the request. Earlier, AWS was not allowing the request because of the security configurations, because of the security groups. Now, what I have done now, I told to my security group to allow the HTTP request with 80 port number. Apache server is running on the 80 port. In the security group, I configured 80 port. Now I told to AWS to allow the HTTP request with 80 port. Now, anybody who send a request to my machine, they will access my Apache server. In that Apache server, my website is running. You can access my website. Now my website is running in the cloud platform. Anybody can access my website with this URL. Anybody can access my website with this URL. Samjhay? Anybody can access my website with this URL. Now, see here, how I am going to security group. Go to EC2 dashboard. Go to EC2 dashboard, see instance, which instance is there. This is my instance, my Ubuntu VM. Guys, observe carefully. Go to EC2 dashboard, click on your instance checkbox. Go to security. Go to security. In this security, can you see security group now? Security group which is associated for our instance. Security group. Click on the security group. Go to inbound rules. Take the screenshot. Your inbound rule should be available like this. SSH protocol is open. That's why we are able to connect with PuTTY. If you want to access that machine with the HTTP request, like this, you have to select. Take the screenshot of inbound rule. You have to configure like this for your EC2. In the EC2, security groups, group ID, inbound rules. Inbound rules should be configured like this: HTTP, 80 port number, custom, IP address, anything. A request can come from any system. I want to allow that request to access my machine. Now here I have created one sample HTML file. Here I have created one sample HTML file with a single line. Can we create a complex HTML file to display a website also? Can we take a complex HTML also to display a website? Yes or no? So that I will discuss in the next session, guys. How to upload one complete website. How to upload one complete website by using WinSCP. Can I upload one website by using WinSCP software to my Linux machine? Can you see that? Do you want me to upload that? Do you want me to upload one commercial website, guys? Okay, let's check it. Let's check it now. Let's check it now. I'm giving 777 for this folder. What is the meaning of 777 for this folder? I'm giving 777 permission for this folder. What is the meaning of 777? Read write access na? All permissions. Read write access I'm giving for that folder. Okay. Guys, observe carefully. I'm opening one software called WinSCP software. I'm opening one software called WinSCP software, which is used to transfer the data from one system to another system. Now, I will connect it to my Linux machine. Let me go to my Linux machine. Let me go to my Linux machine. Let me connect it to my Linux machine using IP. Using IP, host name, username. Username is Ubuntu. Do we know the password of that Ubuntu? We don't know the password. Go to advanced. Go to advanced button. Click on advanced. SSH. Authentication. Upload the key file. Private key I have. Upload the key pair. Which key pair? Where that key pair is available? Key pair, yeah, my Ubuntu key pair. I have given the key pair. Okay. Click on login. I'm connecting to Linux machine by using WinSCP because I want to transfer the data from my Windows machine to Linux machine. Now, where is that folder? Inside the root, where is available? Inside the where www, inside the www HTML, here there is a index.html. Now, in my system, I have one website, guys. I have one website. Let me upload that file into Linux. Let me upload that file into Linux. I'm deploying one static website into Linux. I'm deploying one static website into Linux. Overwrite that file. Now, can you refresh this page? Can you refresh our URL? Am I able to deploy one full good website? Good website. Am I able to deploy now? Can you check that URL? Can you check that URL? Is my website working now? Am I able to deploy one website into my Linux machine? All of you able to access my website? All of you able to access my website? How I have transferred the data from my Windows machine to Linux machine? Which software I have used to transfer the data from Windows to Linux? Which software I have used to transfer the data from Windows to Linux? WinSCP. WinSCP software I used to transfer the data from my Windows machine to Linux machine. Now what I have transferred? Assets folder, which contains some CSS, images, plugins and all. Then index.html file I have transferred. Index.html file. Index.html file is a website. In that index.html file, I'm using some images, I'm using some styles, I'm using some JavaScript. I'm using some styles, I'm using some JavaScript. All the files I have transferred from my Windows machine to Linux machine. In Linux machine, in which folder we are going to keep these things? This is the folder. This is the folder. /var /ww/html /var/ww/html. In this folder, you have that. Okay, I have given the steps. Deploying website in EC2 instance. Download the WinSCP software. To transfer data from Windows machine to Linux machine, we are using WinSCP software. Keep index.html and assets in EC2 where www.html location. Okay, this is the location where you need to keep the files. If a permission not available to execute, if permission not available to store the data, then execute below command. What is that? Sudo 777 chmod 777, giving the write permission, read permission, execute permission for this folder. Giving read, write, execute permission for all the three sections. User will have read, write, execute. Group will have read, write, execute. Others also will have read, write, execute. I have executed this command before transferring the data. I have executed this command to give the read, write, execute permissions for this folder. After that, I opened my WinSCP software. I have connected. Let me show you how to connect with WinSCP once again. Some people may get problem. Some people may get the doubts here. Let me show you how to connect to the Linux machine by using WinSCP. Okay. Now guys, observe. Open WinSCP. Observe carefully. Open WinSCP. WinSCP is a free software you have to download. In this WinSCP, it is going to display login window. There you need to provide host name of your Linux machine. Host name nothing but IP address of our Linux. Host name nothing but IP address of our Linux. Copy the IP. Give it. Port number 22, that is SSH port already available. Username Ubuntu. Username is what? Ubuntu. Do you know the password of the Ubuntu account? Did we create the account? It is by default. It is by default. It is by default. Okay. Now go to advanced. Click on advanced folder. When you click on advanced folder, there is a SSH option. In the SSH, select authentication. Then you have a key file, na? PPK file. Upload this PPK file. Upload this PPK file. Click on OK. Then click on login. Then it will allow you to connect to the Linux machine. Now, this WinSCP window divided into two parts. Left side part is my Windows machine path, E directory, Ashok IT, DevOps folder, static website. Can I say this is my Windows files? You see, this is my Windows system. What about this right side one? Right side one is my Linux system. These are my Windows files. These are my Linux files. This is my Windows machine. This is my Linux machine. Can I transfer the data here and there? Can I transfer the data here and there? Just drag and drop. 1.txt file available in the Linux. 1.txt file available in the Linux. Can I drag and drop here? Can I drag and drop here? Now, index.html file available here. Can I keep it in the Linux folder? Can I keep it in the Linux folder? Yes, you can do that. Drag and drop. You can transfer the data from Windows to Linux and Linux to Windows by using WinSCP, by using drag and drop. Now, in order to deploy the website in the server, where I need to keep my index.html, inside the var www.html, go to that location by using WinSCP, click on this drop down, go to root folder. Inside the root folder, can you see var folder? In the root, can you see var? Now go to var. Can you see www? Can you see www, World Wide Web? Go inside that. Can you see HTML? Open that. You need to keep index.html file here. That will be displayed as a website. The default location for deploying the static websites is var www path, Mr. Ankur. That is where our Apache server is loading the files. From that location, Apache server will load the files. Okay. Once I have deployed these files, are we able to access IP of my machine? Now, can I say in my EC2 Apache server is running? In my EC2 instance, can I say Apache server is running? If I access the IP of the EC2, server is executing by default or not? My static website is running by default. My static website is running by default. Is this clear for everybody? Is this clear for everybody? Now, people may ask, sir, I don't want to access your website with this IP address. Can you give the URL for this website? I want to access it by using www.ashokit.in. Now, are you accessing the facebook.com with www.facebook.com, or you are accessing with 192.168.1.1.1? How you are accessing the websites? How you are accessing the websites? With the domain name. With the domain name. So now, will you give the people, will you give IP address of your machine to access the website, or you will give the domain name to access your website? Will you give IP address for the people to access your website, or you will give a domain name for the people to access your website? Domain names. Domain names. Okay. In the AWS, I will talk about how to convert our domain name to www.ashokit.in. When a user hit that URL, I need to route the request to this IP. There should be DNS mapping, guys. There should be DNS mapping. In order to do that DNS mapping in the AWS, there is one service called Route 53. What is the service name, guys? What is the service name available in the AWS? In order to configure the domain name to the IP address, what is that available? Route 53 service is available, which is used to do DNS mappings. Clear with my point? So AWS is going to start from next Monday. From 18th onwards, AWS is going to start. In the AWS classes, I'm going to explain how to map this IP address to the domain name by using Route 53. If you guys are interested to learn the AWS, from Monday onwards, our AWS classes are going to start from April 18th at 7 p.m. same timing. Linux is completing by this Sunday. Then from Monday, we are going to start AWS classes. How to use AWS cloud and all. So next 3 days, tomorrow, day after tomorrow and all, we are going to talk about shell scripting. 3 days I'm going to explain for, 3 days I'm going to take for shell scripting. 3 days I will take for shell scripting. Okay. Monday, we are going to start with AWS cloud. Monday we are going to start with AWS Cloud. AWS is paid course. Yes. Fine. Guys, are you able to understand how to deploy a static website using EC2? Okay. Are you able to understand how to deploy a static website by using EC2? Yes, we are able to deploy. Fine. Now, sir, I want to install Java in my machine. How to install the Java in our computer? First of all, is Java available or not? Can we check it? In our EC2, Java is available or not? Can we check? Java space hyphen version. Java is available or Java is not available? Java is available or Java not available? Not available. What it is telling? You can install the Java by using these commands. It will support up to JDK 17 also. JDK 13, JDK 8, JDK 17, JDK 16, OpenJDK 11, default JRE. We can install Java software in our machine. Now, how to install the Java? How to install the Java? Sudo apt get install default JDK. I want to install the Java in my Linux machine. Now, can you see Java is getting installed? Can you see Java is getting installed? Which command I executed to install the Java? Sudo apt get install default JDK. I'm installing Java software. Java software to run the Java programs in the Linux machine. I'm installing Java software to execute Java programs in my Linux machine. Clear with my point? Now I will run one Java program also. Wait guys, I installed Java now. I installed Java now. I installed Java. You can't use the yum command because it is Ubuntu OS. In the Ubuntu, we need to use apt command. In the Ubuntu, you need to use apt command. Yeah, Java is getting installed. Once the Java is installed, can we write one Java program? Can we compile and execute? Can we write one Java program, compile and execute? Yes. Sudo su, that is a super user, then install Java software in our machine. Okay, it is installed. Can we check the version of the Java? Java-version. Which version of the Java it installed? Which version of the Java it installed? 11. Now, can we create a Java file? Can we create a Java file? Cat welcome.java. Now, let me write some Java code. Public class welcome. बहुत दिन हो गया भाई ऐसा टाइप करके. Public static void main string arguments system.out.println system.out.println welcome to Java. Now close this bracket, then close this bracket, then Control D. Can you see the Java file? Welcome.java is available. Okay. Do we have the Java program? Do we have the Java program? Yes. Check it. ls-l. ls-l. Do you have the Java program? Yes, we have the Java program. Can we compile the Java program? Java C space welcome.java. Java C space welcome.java. ls-l dot class file is created. Dot class file is created or not? When you compile the Java program, what will happen? Dot class file will be created. How to execute? Java space welcome. Wow. Java file is executed. Are we getting the output? Are we able to compile and run the Java program in the Linux machine? Are we able to compile and run the Java program? Very good. Fine. So like this we installed Java. Like this, we installed Java in our machine. Okay. I deployed my website by using EC2 instance. Right. This is how I installed Apache Server. After adding the security group, then I'm able to deploy my static website. I'm going to upload this video in the YouTube. If anybody having a doubt, you can go through that video and you can see how I have executed these commands. So with this, do you understand what is the purpose of sudo update? What is the purpose of sudo update? What is the purpose of sudo update? It is used to update the existing packages. It is used to update the existing packages. Sudo apt install, to install command to install the Apache server. Check the Apache version. Start the Apache server. Check the status of the Apache. Then after, modify the content of index.html, which is available in this location. Add this content. Then after, access your IP, then your website will display. Deploying website in EC2 instance using WinSCP. What is WinSCP? WinSCP is an open source software which is used to transfer the data from Windows to Linux, Linux to Windows. I connected to WinSCP, then I have transferred my files to WinSCP. If the permissions are not available, then I have given the permissions to that HTML folder using 777. 777 means having all permissions. Users, groups, others, having all three permissions, read, write, access. So like this, I have deployed my static website in the EC2 instance using Linux EC2 instance with Apache Server. Right, next one. How to install Java in my machine? Sudo apt get install default JDK. Sudo apt get install default JDK. Java is installed. I'm able to write one Java program and I'm able to compile the Java program also. So with this, we understood how to install softwares in our Linux. Tomorrow, I'm going to start with shell scripting, guys. Okay. We will talk about the shell scripting. We'll talk about shell scripting for 3 days. Then we are going to start AWS from Monday. AWS is going to start from Monday, 18th. Now, next 3-4 days time is there. We will start with the shell scripting for next 3-4 days in the AWS. Once the shell scripting is completed, we are going to start AWS from Monday at the same time, same Zoom link. Monday at 8 p.m., Monday at 7 p.m., AWS is going to start. AWS and DevOps, guys. So as of now, we are discussing about Linux. Okay, Linux. After this, we are talking about shell scripting. After this shell scripting, we are going to talk about AWS cloud, then DevOps. AWS and DevOps not free. Course fees is 12,000. AWS DevOps course fees is 12,000. It is 3 months program. The people who are attending AWS, for them Linux is required. That's why I explained Linux and I explained Linux. I'm going to explain shell scripting for next 3 to 4 days. Once it is completed, then we will start with AWS. In the AWS, we are going to understand 15 plus services. In the DevOps, we are going to understand 10 plus tools in the DevOps. 10 plus tools we are going to explain in the DevOps. From Monday, it is going to start. The course fee for DevOps and AWS is 12,000 rupees. Duration is going to be 3 months. Okay. Right. Class timings 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. regularly. Classes will be available from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for DevOps and AWS. Start date Monday. That is 18th April. Okay. classes will be available Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday. If you want to know the course content of AWS and DevOps, you can download the course content from our website. I have given the course content for AWS and DevOps. Okay. Right. This is the link to download the course content for DevOps and AWS. If you want to attend only AWS is 8,000. Only AWS course is 8,000. AWS with DevOps course is 12,000. 3 months program, daily 2 hours class, 7 to 9. Monday to Saturday classes will be available. Right, first AWS is going to start, not the DevOps. First we are going to teach the AWS, then we are going to start the DevOps. All right, what we are going to cover in the AWS, what we are going to cover in the DevOps, you can see from this link. You can see from this link. Okay. Fine, guys. Thank you. Tomorrow we are going to start shell scripting. We understood what is Linux, how to work with Linux commands, how to install the softwares in the Linux. In the tomorrow session, we'll start with shell scripting. Thank you, guys. I will see you in the tomorrow session. Bye-bye. Doubts, I will take up all your doubts in the tomorrow session, guys. Tomorrow you can ask the doubts. Yeah.